Have you ever stood on an overpass during rush hour and really looked at the traffic below? Hundreds of cars lined up bumper to bumper, a sea of late model SUVs, sleek sedans, and trucks that have never seen a day of labor. If you look at that scene, you might think you are looking at a deeply prosperous society. You see 40, 50, sometimes $80,000 machines, one after the other. It looks like wealth. But it isn't. What you are actually looking at is a heavily leveraged society. You are looking at millions of dollars of rapidly depreciating metal, financed by people who are quietly suffocating under the weight of the monthly payments required to keep them. We have reached a strange point in modern society. We have entirely normalized going broke just to prove to strangers on the highway that we aren't. Today, we are going to look at the math, the psychology, and the quiet financial tragedy of the modern car loan. We are going to look at why smart, hardworking people are trapping themselves in a cycle of dependency and how you can step outside of it. Let us look at a completely normal, average scenario. This isn't about someone making minimum wage, and this isn't about a millionaire. This is about the vast middle class in the United States or Europe. Imagine a young professional. They did what they were supposed to do. They went to school, they got the degree, and they landed a respectable corporate job. Let's say they make around $75,000 a year. It's a good salary, a salary that historically should provide a comfortable, secure life. But let us break down the reality of that money. After federal taxes, state taxes, health insurance, and perhaps a minimal contribution to a retirement account, that $75,000 quickly becomes about $4,400 of actual, usable take-home pay each month. Now, the living expenses. Rent for a modest one-bedroom apartment in a decent Tier 2 city is going to consume about $1,800 of that. Utilities, internet, and a phone bill take another $300. Groceries and basic household essentials require roughly $500. Then there are the debts from the past, a student loan payment, maybe a lingering credit card balance, which easily demand another $400 a month. Before this person has bought a coffee, gone out to dinner, or saved a single dollar for an emergency, their $4,400 has shrunk to $1,400. This is the exact moment where the fatal financial mistake happens. This is the moment where the modern financial system steps in to extract whatever liquidity is left. Our young professional needs a car to get to work. They walk into a dealership. They don't want an old, unreliable beater. They want something safe, something with Apple CarPlay, something that looks respectable in the office parking lot. The salesperson does not ask them how much they want to spend on a car. The salesperson asks them, how much can you afford per month? This is the most dangerous question in personal finance. By shifting the focus from the total price of the asset to the monthly payment, the dealership changes the entire psychological framework of the transaction. They aren't selling a $40,000 piece of machinery anymore. They're selling a $700 monthly subscription to a lifestyle. And to make that $40,000 car fit into a $700 payment, the financial system does something insidious. They stretch the term of the loan. It used to be normal to finance a car for 36 months or maybe 48. Today, the standard auto loan is 72 months, sometimes 84 months. That's 6 to 7 years of paying for a depreciating asset. So our professional signs the paperwork. They now have a $700 car payment. But the car also requires full coverage insurance, which is another $150. It requires fuel, another $150. It requires maintenance. Suddenly, the total cost of owning this vehicle is over $1,000 a month. Look back at our math. They only had $1,400 left. Now they have $400. That $400 is supposed to cover clothes, haircuts, birthday gifts, travel, and God forbid, savings. It's impossible. They're mathematically trapped. And the moment they experience a minor emergency, a medical bill, a broken laptop, they have no cash reserves. They're forced to put it on a high-interest credit card. A fundamental break of structure in their personal finances has occurred entirely because they misread the market structure of their own life and committed too much capital to a depreciating liability. When you sign a 72-month loan on a new vehicle, you're essentially providing exit liquidity for the auto industry's overproduction. You are absorbing their inventory and paying them interest for the privilege of doing so. Let us look at the simple, unemotional math of what a car actually does. A car is not an investment. An investment is an asset that puts money into your pocket or appreciates in value over time. A car does the absolute opposite. The moment you drive a new car off the dealer's lot, it loses roughly 10 to 20% of its value. By the end of the first year, it's worth significantly less than what you owe the bank. You're instantly underwater. If you buy a $40,000 car at a 7% interest rate over 72 months, you are not paying $40,000. By the time the loan is finished, you will have paid nearly $50,000. But the real cost is not the $10,000 in interest. The real cost is the opportunity cost of your capital. Money has time value. Every dollar you spend today is a dollar that cannot be put to work for your future. If, instead of taking on an $800 transportation burden, you bought a reliable 5-year-old used car for cash or financed a much cheaper vehicle resulting in a $300 monthly cost, you would free up $500 a month. If you took that $500 every month and simply placed it into a broad S&P 500 index fund and left it alone for the same 72 months you would have been paying off the luxury car, you wouldn't just have a car at the end of the term. You would have accumulated nearly $45,000 in liquid wealth, assuming historical average market returns. You are trading $45,000 of future freedom for heated seats and a new car smell that fades after 3 weeks. Why do we do this? Why do intelligent, rational people make such predictably poor financial decisions? It comes down to psychology and the human desire for status. We are tribal creatures. For most of human history, our survival depended on our status within the tribe. Today, we don't signal our competence through hunting skills or physical strength, we signal it through consumption. A car is the ultimate mobile status symbol. It's a billboard you drive around your city broadcasting to everyone you pass that you're doing okay, that you're successful, that you belong. We buy the car to signal competence to people who are also drowning in debt to signal competence to us. It's a silent, collective agreement to ignore the math in favor of the illusion. We're afraid that if we drive a 10-year-old Toyota, our coworkers will think we're struggling. We are afraid of looking poor, so we spend all of our money, guaranteeing that we actually remain poor. But the financially intelligent look at the world differently. They understand that wealth is not what you see. Wealth is what you don't see. Wealth is the car not purchased. It is the clothes not bought. It is the options you have because your cash flow is not tied up in consumer debt. Financially intelligent people view a car strictly as a utility. It's a tool designed to transport a human being from point A to point B safely and reliably. It is not an extension of their personality. It is an expense to be minimized, not a luxury to be maximized. When they buy a vehicle, they do not ask the salesperson about the monthly payment. They negotiate the out-the-door price. They understand the cost of capital. They buy cars that have already experienced their steepest depreciation curve, usually vehicles that are 3 to 5 years old. They keep their transportation costs below 10% of their monthly take-home pay. They do this because they value their future peace of mind more than the temporary admiration of strangers at a traffic light. They prefer the quiet comfort of a growing investment portfolio over the loud anxiety of a massive auto loan. You do not have to feel guilty if you currently have a car payment. The entire modern consumer economy is meticulously designed, tested, and optimized to put you in that driver's seat. The marketing is brilliant and the financing is aggressively easy to obtain. But you do have to wake up to the reality of the transaction. You have to realize that every dollar you send to an auto lender is a dollar you are stealing from your own future freedom. You don't need to sell your car tomorrow, but the next time you're in the market for a vehicle, or the next time you feel the urge to upgrade just because your current car is getting a little old, pause, run the math, look at the total cost, not the monthly payment. Ask yourself if the feeling of driving a new machine is truly worth the years of your labor it will take you to pay for it. True financial clarity begins the moment you stop caring about looking wealthy and start focusing on actually being wealthy. If this perspective was helpful to you, consider subscribing to the channel. We will continue to explore the realities of money without the noise.